Hey there, in this video lesson, I'm going to walk you through some of the functionality of Framer and how it handles elements like text and images and the concept of grouping elements together within Framer. Now, in any of the templates that you might have downloaded from me, all this will be handled, but I still think it's valuable to know in the situation that you wanted to go off and create your own website from scratch within Framer. So let's get into it. I've gone ahead and created a completely new project within Framer. I don't have any elements here. All I have here is my desktop breakpoint. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and drag out a text box. I'm going to use T for the shortcut, and I'm going to just type in here, hello, welcome to my website. I'm going to just go over in the right side panel. I'm just going to add a couple of settings here. So I'm going to change this to about 64 pixels. I'm going to make this enter semi-bold, and I'm just going to adjust the width here. I'm going to go ahead and also add some subcopies. So my name is John, and I am a designer. I'm going to change the font size of this to 42, and I'm going to change the weight to regular. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and insert an image here. So I'm going to go over to the insert panel and go to media, go image here, drag it onto my board, and then I'll double click into it and I'll just add an image. Now I can adjust the size of that image if I want to, just like this, and I'll just adjust the spacing. So if I hold down Option, I can get the functionality to show how much spacing is in between here, and I'll just make some slight adjustments here to get that looking right. Awesome. So we have the basics of a website here, right? We started to add text and images, and we have this within our desktop breakpoint. Now, the cool thing about Framer is it's really simple to translate this from a desktop screen to a tablet to a phone. And this is what I wanted to make sure I cover with you so that, again, if you wanted to go ahead and build your own website from scratch, you can absolutely do that within Framer, and you have the knowledge to do so. Now, for demonstration purposes, let's just say that on tablet or mobile, I wanted this to sort of stack like this, right? Where I want the image at the top and I want my text below that. It's really simple to do, and I'm going to show you right now. So if I select my text, we're going to think of this in sort of like a development mindset, right? So in order to get those two pieces to kind of fall like this from this layout, from this desktop layout, we start to think about these in groups. And I know that I want this text to fall in the same layout, and I want this image to move over. Again, it's really easy to do that. If I double click on this text, or select both of these pieces of text, and I right click, they have this option to add a stack, or essentially group these together. And I can use the shortcut, which is Command-Shift-Enter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Command-Shift-Enter. Actually, no, it's Command-Option-Enter. So I've now grouped these layers together. Now what happens is Framer starts to move these around a bit because it doesn't know what you're looking for exactly. I'm just going to move myself over here. And if we go into this right side panel, we have a few different options. So one, when we created this stack, it's sort of saying that this is what the size of this stack is going to be. It's going to be fixed, both the width and the height. We don't necessarily want that. We want to fit content, and we want to fit content for both. Next thing we want to do is go down to our layer section within this right side panel. Type is a stack, that's fine. If I make this a grid, it's going to then kind of give me grid options, so I can start adding columns if I wanted to, but for now we just want to keep this as a stack. Direction, I want this to be vertical. If I go over to distribute, I want this from the start, and I want to align everything to the left here. Wrap, sure, that's fine. If text starts to span past the width of this, it'll wrap the text. Now, gap is going to be pertaining to the space between these two elements here. So if I increase that, you'll see here it changes. I can go beyond 100 if I wanted to. For now, I'm just going to add 32 pixels of gap. If we wanted to add any padding, sure, we could do that as well as any styling in terms of color, backgrounds, things like that. Now that we've created this first stack, we have essentially two elements if we're looking within this desktop frame, right? If we go back over to this left side panel, we see that we have our desktop element, or our desktop frame, which is the top element. Then we have our image, and we have our text. If I go ahead to the top of the desktop frame now, and I click breakpoint and I click tablet, you'll notice that things aren't necessarily breaking down correctly. So we're just going to do Command Z. And that's because we want to start to also group these other elements together. So now that we have this first stack, I'm just going to name this header text. I'm going to call this header image. we can actually go ahead and make these two elements a group. So again, we're going to use our shortcut Command Option and return. I'm going to just adjust a few settings. So again, I don't want to distribute from the center. I want to distribute from the start. Actually, you know what? I want space between. So this way it pushes both elements as far as possible. Let's say fit, or let's set this width to relative. Let's do 100%. I'm going to change the height to fit content. And I'll do space between again, and let's just set the width to about 90%. Now we'll go back over to the top of our artboard, our desktop breakpoint. We'll click tablet, and this will be a lot easier now. So now what we can do is we can click on this group, this top level group. We can go down to layout and we can select direction vertical. Now this is already starting to look a little bit better. What we can also do is just change the order here. So this way the order is image first and then our text. And if we wanted to, we can then change some of the width and height settings within here. So let's just say that we want this to be 100%. So that fits there. We want our text to fill the bottom space. Again, if we go to that top layer, we can go and set our spacing now again. So I have 32 pixels of space here, and boom, now we have our desktop and our tablet breakpoints. Now, if we wanted to, we can go ahead and click phone, and that should look pretty simple. What I will do here is I'll go ahead and just click this to fill, and I'm gonna fit content. I'm going to change the height of this because it's fixed. I'm going to just put that to fit, and I'm also going to make sure that this is set to fit and fit content. Actually, I'm going to make this fill. There we go. So now you can see and better understand how to work with elements within Framer. Again, if you simplify this concept of stacks basically down to just the idea of grouping your layers together, it makes it a lot easier to understand how to translate your designs from a desktop breakpoint all the way down to a mobile breakpoint. So there you have it, a quick lesson on how to work with elements within Framer and how to understand this idea of grouping them together to translate your designs from a desktop breakpoint all the way down to a mobile breakpoint. If you have any questions, you can email me or Slack me, and I will see you in the next video lesson. Have a good day.